to go from having a dream to acting on it, to following your desire to learn the business, and then going off on your own, and then becoming rich and wealthy, then using that power to like galvanize and like activate a whole group of women, and then you're gonna go straight to the White House. Like, she was an orphan.
Yeah.
Welcome to High History, the show where we get lifted while digging deep into the past. This isn't your high school textbook history. No dusty dates, no boring lectures. We're talking the wild, the weird, and the what the hell really happened moments that shaped our world.
From revolutions to renaissance, from ancient queens to unsung geniuses, we bring you the stories that matter with a twist of comedy, culture, and community. So spark your curiosity and maybe something else. Lean back and let's get into some high history.
What up? Welcome to another episode of High History. I am Mo, keeper of time, first of her name.
Keeping us on the beat. I'm Danny, your reefer ref, back in red and yellow, red and yellow, red and
whoop,
yellow.
whoop. And I'm Nick, your witty librarian, the flame and the fact checker.
Keeping
Whoop,
us
whoop.
honest.
That's right. And today we are going to talk about a woman. Now stay here.
A woman.
A woman. What kind of woman?
Stay with me on this here.
Because
Okay?
I'm pretty empowered lately. We went to the moon and back.
We did.
Oh, moon joy, moon joy, moon joy all day. So this woman built $1 million empire.
Oh, I already like this.
Yes. From a dream. Like, not like some pie in the sky thing. Like, literally, like, it really was a dream, like a sleep dream. Not a business.
Oh, like she was
sleeping
asleep
on
and
it.
she dreamt of it.
Yeah.
So this isn't Rapunzel's I have a dream.
No. So it wasn't a business plan. It wasn't a pitch deck. It wasn't a let me circle back kind of thing. It was a literal dream. Like, she went to sleep stressed and woke up with a formula and a future. Hey, okay.
What?
So, all right.
If I was in high school and when I was in chemistry, if that happened to me, I wouldn't have had to take chemistry twice.
honestly.
Same.
I mean, it's giving like early manifestation
Yeah.
TikTok, but with actual follow through, right? And
Mm-hmm.
her name eventually was
Okay.
Madam C.J. Walker.
I love the madam titles.
Yes, madam.
I love Madam. I mean, it just is. It elevates you, right?
Or
Madam
dame,
C.J.
like
Walker.
dame.
Like a sir. It's not. If you get
a knighted.
knighted. Yeah. Isn't it a dame?
Yeah.
The female version of the.
Like Helen Mirren, Dame Helen.
Yeah. Yes.
Or Maggie Smith, Dame
Right.
Maggie Smith.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a
And so,
Madam
I'm trying to get on this level. I'm not gonna lie. If I had a dream and it told me how to get rich, I probably would have woken up and checked my phone, and then maybe either got distracted. I might not have forgot about it, but I probably would have got distracted. So already, we're just not the same. Like,
Yeah,
this
because
one,
you forget your dreams. Like, so, okay, but first off, not everyone dreams. Did you know that?
yes.
And so
Not everyone.
sorry for those that don't, that you're really missing out.
Me
I
typically.
How
don't-
often? Go ahead.
Me typically, I don't dream.
Oh, I'm so sad for you.
Sometimes it's rare, but
Okay, but when you do you remember it?
not always. It's unfortunate.
Exactly. So most people forget their dreams. So the fact that she remembered this is some Nikola Tesla level shit right here.
This is all I'm saying, right? Now, before the dream, life was not, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies.
Give us the time period. Where are we at?
Right.
When? Where?
So she was born Sarah Breedlove. That was her name that she was
That's a
born with.
cute name.
And I know, right? It was in 18. She was born in 1867.
Oh,
Ooh.
the 1800s. I love the 1800s.
Yes.
And she became a millionaire in 18. This is already going to be epic.
Well, this was early 1900 when she became, but she was born Sarah Breedlove. The year was 1867. She was born on a Louisiana plantation, and her parents had been enslaved, but she was orphaned at 7. And so she was working in the cotton fields, and later I think she did laundry for like $1.50 a day. I know. Which is like, imagine working full time and still not being able to afford your rent, your skincare.
That's like half of
your
America.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
right. What do you mean? That's right now. This is why we have 2 and 3 jobs. We need
But
side.
that's my point. It's actually not that different from today, right?
Okay.
Again,
So you're
pattern.
saying there's a chance for millionaire status.
So
You
All
just
I'm saying.
need a dream. Come on, astral projections.
So on top of her, struggling to make ends meet, on top of all that, her hair starts falling out.
Obviously, stress, man.
I mean, today we would be like, all right, let me go to YouTube,
Let me make my
look at a
rice water.
review. Let me go on Google. Let me book with a specialist. I would check Reddit maybe, to
What?
figure out what's going on. But in the 1890s, your options were basically pray or become the research and development department yourself, right? You got to figure it out.
I like that.
All right, pray or R&D.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Those are your choices. So she starts experimenting and mixing different formulas and learning from her brothers who are barbers. And then boom, she has this dream. And in this dream, a man appears and tells her what to use.
A man appears. Why is it got to be a man?
Because that's what it was. It's her.
I don't write the rules. It's her. It could be a number of different reasons why. I mean, think about back then who were quote unquote authority figures at that time, right?
And doctors,
And that's who God was represented as.
Right? But she wakes up, makes what she dreamt, and it actually works.
What?
Right. She's already ahead of so many of us.
What did she dream and make though that worked?
This concoction that helps her manage her hair. Just
then keep it from falling out and make it healthy.
Right. Exactly. She uses what she has around. And so just like that, she goes from struggling to solving a problem that thousands of women also had. So this is she just listened to herself. I love that because to me, this is the part where it's not a weird or a WTF kind of moment. But to me, it's a wild moment in that it is something that is so inherent. Like she was like, I had this dream. I'm listening to myself. I'm listening to divine manifestation, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to act on it immediately. And boom, it helps change the course of her life. And just that. How many times should we be listening to ourselves when we when we get ideas, when we have things come to us and we don't act on them?
That's true.
We usually talk ourselves out of it because we think that we're going to fail before we kick our legs out, even before we do it.
That's because your brain creates context of reality around previous experiences. And so the more reality that you have experienced, the further in those constraints go until pretty soon you're stuck in this little box of like, I can't do anything. I'm going to fail.
But you can't get bigger if you don't freaking try. You can't make your box bigger.
And welcome to the catch-22 of growth.
100%. And this is still the blueprint to every successful business today. People act.
Right? You got to leap. Even if you don't have it all figured out, you got to leap.
You got to do it. Right. So, all right, I call this part is kind of like the glow up period. Right. So she moves to Denver.
Ooh. All right. My high status.
Right. She moves to Denver and she becomes a sales agent for another Black woman entrepreneur at the time her name was Annie Malone. And so she ends up doing, she's learning different like marketing and sales and distribution. And basically she's kind of getting her unofficial like MBA. Like she's in the field. She's doing the work. She's figuring it out. And this woman also does hair stuff. Sells hair products. And so she's like learning the ropes and everything. But then she does what every ambitious person eventually does, which is saying like, but what if I did this all for me?
Right?
Like, why
what if
am
I quit feeding someone else's rent and just started paying my own way?
Right? So
we do all have those questions, I feel like, at some point, but then you're like, oh shit, health insurance is so expensive when you have to do it by yourself.
But that's again part of the risk, right? If you can bet on yourself, people who have just such strong faith in their ideas and they believe that what they are doing is the right thing or the right thing for them to do, that they sacrifice, they'll do it, they'll take the risk. It's just about what risks you're willing to take. I feel like we all take risks. It's just about which ones we're willing to take.
Truth.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm curious if she had to alter her formula at all coming into Denver, because you can't bake the same at sea level as you do in Denver.
Facts, right? But
Correct,
she's
yeah.
constantly, this is not something that's a one and done, right? She's
Improving. Okay.
She's in this, right? She rebrands as Madam C.J. Walker, so she's no longer Sarah Breedlove anymore, which is also something that I really love, because I think that I'm also coming to terms with this. I think if you can take on a character, and I'm not saying she took on a character as Madam C.J. Walker, but it was a separation from who she was to who she wanted to be, right? And we know personal branding is not new. It's something that people continue to do to this day. I mean, Beyonce literally calls herself Sasha Fierce when she gets on stage. It's like a separation, right? So this woman was basically building a luxury kind of founder identity before we talked about that, before LinkedIn ever existed. Like, she was doing this, right? And then she ends up hitting the road. She travels across the South. She's selling door to door. She's doing live demos.
Hard work.
Yo, I don't know if I had the stamina for anything.
Yeah,
like
that sounds that sounds exhausting. That's like in the day when you carried those telephones or the vacuums. Do you remember the Hoover vacuum salespeople?
Oh yeah,
they would
totally.
No, the Kirby.
The Kirby, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Didn't our brother sell a Kirby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But those suckers are heavy, and just the faceplate alone on it. Isn't that the one that's in that movie where the My Little Toaster, the vacuum goes to save him with the blankie?
Oh yeah.
No, dude, that movie. Talk about that in Land Before Time is traumatizing.
I'm pretty sure that was a Kirby.
Yeah. Okay, so but my point being, you're carrying these suitcases of giant freaking equipment around, lugging it. Right. So I'm sure she's carrying all of her little hair gels and stuff in her little
all of her stuff, right? I mean,
it's a fiddle.
And think about I even going back to like her name change, like this is 1905 when this happens, right? So we're in the early 1900s. The name Madam C.J. Walker is going to make people a little bit nervous, right? That you automatically are showing up, and people think that you're important because of your title, right? Your name. I think it's just super smart.
Yeah.
So So like when you go down the rabbit hole of all the things you can like glean from that, you're like, oh, I get it.
Why do you think Lady Gaga had so much success?
Totally, completely. And so she's traveling across the South. She's going door to door, church to church, all of that, And the thing that I love about this was she wasn't just selling product, she was selling possibility,
which
right?
is what good salespeople do.
This is what good salespeople do. You're selling who people want to be.
Yeah.
Who could be what could be possible for them, not just a product, right? That's just good.
Selling a dream because they cannot dream themselves.
And I mean, people can dream, but they can't put it all together in the way that makes sense, right? So she's building this kind of national brand by traveling, and people are hearing about, through hearsay about this woman, Madam C.J. Walker, who has these products that can change your life. I mean, maybe your hair gets fried, dyed, and laid to the side, and then you get a man. Because at that time, men still ran the show. You know what I mean? So if you can look, a certain way, you can attract a certain, whether it's business, whether it's romance, whether it's whatever, it could change your life, right? So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about the part that people don't always highlight, which is a little bit of the drama.
Okay.
All right. So
yeah, because you don't become a millionaire just like overnight, like real easy. You gotta like sometimes do some shady shit.
Exactly.
some trials and tribulations. If
There-
you will.
There's very few ways to make it rich legally in this country.
Oh yeah, in this
Every,
country for sure.
every single empire has this. So y'all remember Annie Malone,
Yes.
the woman she worked for.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in Denver, right?
Right. So eventually, Madam C.J. Walker becomes her competition.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Yeah. And people start whispering, like, wait a minute, isn't this inspired by Annie's formula? Is this business model just a little bit familiar?
Uh-oh.
I mean,
I think she did learn from her, and they say imitation is flattery.
I mean, basically, you hear it like,
But she did it better.
I mean, it's pretty much like tea from the early 1900s, right? It's like industry buzz, and people are like, I don't know. And listen, we don't have all the details that went on, but what we do know is this: she took what she learned and she built something bigger. Like she took that foundation and built upon that foundation, which is what any idea is that we have today. Like there's very few original ideas at this point. And so it's still the way business works today. It's the way we do things. She just did it, and she did it really effectively at the time. So this is where it gets really powerful to me. She doesn't just build a business, but she builds a network. So she's not only giving people, selling people a dream and a possibility of what their life could be, but she's also building a network, right?
Mhm.
She's training thousands of women as, quote, like hair culturists, helping them earn money and build independence and create lives for themselves. So it's almost like it's a pyramid thing, right? So like they're able to go out and not pyramid, but it's not pyramid. They're
Gotta be careful with those early pyramids.
It's like a early
Well,
version of like Amway or Mary Kay or
that's it.
What's the other one that they sell? Mary Kay.
Mary Kay's the big one, I think. The pink cars, right? The pink caddies.
Yeah, the
There's
caddies.
another one though. I don't know.
There's a bunch. There's a few of them, but like
Amway, I know Avon.
Avon.
Yeah,
And so she has all of these sales agents out there, but they're actually being successful. Like she's creating a team of a whole, like I said, army of women who are like, you changed my life in more ways than one.
yeah.
Right. And you're helping us take care of our hair and all of these things. And anytime somebody is responsible for helping you build your independence, especially monetarily, I mean, they're going to revere you. People are going to revere you.
Yeah.
And so in 1917, she hosts a national convention.
Damn,
And-
it was fast.
You see
And
what I'm saying?
not to mention they're going to revere you for the wealth piece. But sorry to go back, but also we're vain as creatures, and you
Yeah.
take something like I look good, and so now I feel good. That impacts a chemical reaction in your brain. It impacts your confidence, which impacts your speech. It impacts your behaviors, your reactions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
You show up.
So it can, it changes how you show up as a human.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
she's a woman in the early 1900s. Is doing
That's still mind-boggling to me. Like, how did all these men let her and not like be like, no, you can't sell this. Only a man can sell these things.
they didn't know shit about hair.
Let's not even say she's a woman. She's also a Black woman.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Also, they don't know shit about hair.
How did she get? Because in my mind, I think it's so segregated at this time that they literally don't even have a platform to do this. And the second that they get any visibility, it's squished.
Well, the fact that she's able to do this and gain any kind of power is a testament to where they saw the culture, right? They saw
had to be
Black
like
culture.
underground for a while.
Well, I don't even know if it had to be that. I don't think they saw importance. I think that came later on in Black culture. And I mean, even like if you think about things like the Chitlin circuit and all of that, it was separate. It was separate, but quote unquote equal, but not equal, right? And so they didn't see the market where she saw the potential in the market at that time.
Yeah, you don't see what you're not looking for.
Yeah.
Right. It just wasn't important.
Yeah.
So it was a gap in the market that she was able to fill in a way that was like culturally relevant and financially significant. And so,
smart move, tactical move.
man, okay.
Ladies out here playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Facts. That's a tactical ass move.
Tactical, right? And so in 1917, she hosts this national convention, but it's not just about sales. She's up there and she's like, yes, you can make money. And we also need to talk about injustice, activism, and how we show up in this country. Because think about it, she has the attention of thousands of women.
Way to use your platform. Another tactical move, ladies.
Also, this is then I feel like where the target starts getting painted.
You see what I'm saying? Because at this point, you're galvanizing,
and you're a threat to the power schematics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're pulling. Like imagine pulling up for like business tips, and you're leaving politically activated. Like you're not even expected to be like going to a rally to hype you up, and then you're like, holy shit! And then somebody connects the dots for you and how it all is connected,
interconnected.
You know,
if it wasn't interconnected, our politicians wouldn't have been purchased.
You see what I'm saying? So, and then she really doesn't know how to stay in one lane, which I love about her. You know, after racial violence,
she's just rolling all over the road. She's like, I pay taxes on both sides.
You know what I'm saying? Like after racial violence in East St. Louis, like happens, which it was a series of riots that happened. She ends up joining this group of Black leaders there and goes to the White House to demand anti-lynching legislation.
Who was doing that at the time? Who was the leader? Was that Malcolm X or Dr. King?
Oh no, this is like way before them.
Oh yeah, that was 1960, 1800s.
Yeah,
my bad.
I mean, no, we're in the early, we're still in the
19,
we're still in the early 1900s.
1917.
Yeah, so because
forgive me for collapsing times.
No, it's okay. And so I think it's just so boss to go from like having a dream to acting on it to creating to following your desire to learn the business and then going off on your own and then becoming rich and wealthy, then using that power to like galvanize and like activate a whole group of women, and then you're gonna go straight to the White House. Like she was an orphan.
Yeah, she was also ahead of her time because the suffragettes didn't even happen until the 20s.
You see,
so she was pre-women's rights before they started for women's rights.
So this is like W.E.B. Du Bois type, right? Okay.
Yep. So she's lobbying the president. You know, she's trying to. They're demanding anti-lynching legislation. And it's not even like pick a struggle. This woman solved multiple ones. You know what I'm saying? Like she had her hands. And so by the time she ended up dying in 1919, she was, you know, one of America's first self-made women millionaires. And it was inherited. She didn't marry into it. It was built from scratch and from a dream.
And such a short amount of time.
Such a short amount of time.
How old was she when she started?
I can't remember. How old was she?
She was born in 1860.
1860, and it was like 1905 when she actually.
Okay,
like,
so like
45.
40. Okay, there is something to be said for women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and I feel like there is a reason that the SAVE Act is being pushed through.
Yep. Yep.
Activate your superpowers, ladies.
Come on. Why aren't more awesome ladies books written about women in their 40s and 50s? Because if they really want a super badass person, like that's when.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of magical books about, like, if you haven't read the Midlife Crisis series, it's freaking hilarious.
And Nora Ephron, she has a bunch of essay books. Like I love her. She has a bunch of books about like midlife. Bell Hooks talks a lot about midlife.
Yeah, but Bell Hooks is not fantasy so much as like poetry and philosophy.
She has some philosophical points in there, I think. I mean,
I do love a good Bell Hooks book though.
Yeah, like I mean, I just got through reading. I just finished All About Love. I started Communion before I did All About Love, and I think she has so many like amazing points in Communion, especially when she talks about women and their relationship to love. from a patriarchal standpoint to platonic, like I love the whole idea of romantic platonic relationships.
I agree. I love that she breaks it out in a way that hasn't been. Have you noticed? I'm curious. Have you heard about the conspiracy theory about JD Vance and his books? Yeah, and his books coinciding with Bell Hooks' books.
Oh yeah, I have. I've seen that. Yeah,
about the
because his new book is called Communion.
Yeah, it is, and what is it? Eulogy or something of a hillbilly.
Yeah.
Did she have something very similar to that too?
Yep.
Something about
Elegy was his book. Yeah,
and something Appalachia was hers.
Yep.
So imitation is the best form of flattery. And if we're really thinking about like the economics of this, tell me that is not what's expected in capitalism, is that someone takes an idea and does better than you and builds something bigger and better.
Well, is JD Vance building better than Bell?
I would disagree, which is probably why the books don't do as well. But that's just my opinion.
Guyliner.
But again,
I immediately said no.
You know, not every innovation is better. Like, look at what happened to. First off, you remember the TiVo, the DVR?
Yeah.
That the TiVo was its own brand, and an example of someone doing something better. All the other companies took that and then annihilated the parent company of TiVo, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. Okay. And then another example of doing something better and eating movies, Blockbuster got eaten by Netflix.
Yep. But I would say I would challenge you in that even though I love Blockbuster, I love the idea of going in somewhere and the whole experience of searching for the right kind of like video or whatever. But
Blockbuster wasn't.
I would say Netflix improved on it in a way because they made it more convenient for people to watch movies. And so I agree that not every innovation is an improvement, but for me in that one, it actually, I think, ended up being where people didn't have to leave their house.
Okay, fair.
It was, you know.
I love your challenge and I agree to it. I'm going to challenge back then and say, we had one Blockbuster and now I have 80 streaming platforms.
Facts. It's overwhelmed. Like
it went from like convenience and then overly convenience now is overly chaotic. And so we're back to like.
Okay. I'm back to challenging you one more time.
Oh, I love this. This is like tennis.
Because Blockbuster did that to the local video place.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's true. Fair.
I mean, it's the nature of business, right? It's just
back
like
and forth.
It's literally how can I mean, we see that Amazon crushed so many like businesses. I mean, I think that Barnes and Noble is still around, but I love Borders and it was sad when Borders closed.
Or Tattered Cover. We still
love Tattered Cover.
Yeah. I mean, luckily there's still like local bookstores in every city.
Mm-hmm.
And people still support them, but the chains, like they end up taking over and because they have an expanded selection and they can get you books and they can compete on price and all of these things that it's just the nature of business. That's why it's so hard. That's why I do love, like I went to Bermuda. What was that? Like, I don't know, 4 years ago. And when I was in Bermuda, it was so cool because the only chain restaurant they had there was KFC, which is hilarious to me.
Honestly, that's me down here, though. The only thing we have is a Dairy Queen.
But the thing is, they will not allow another chain.
That's ours
like
too.
KFC got there before anybody else could. And it's all local businesses. They will not allow, and because it's a small island, right? They're not gonna, you gotta keep big business out of I mean, of course they can put their money there, but
but you can't do a business.
But
keeps the money and the power closer to the community versus through the corporations.
You see what I'm saying?
That's how our county is down here, though. Like
small counties are like that.
Yeah, our closest store is a Walmart, but it's not in our county. It wasn't allowed to be.
Yeah. And
But
so,
my whole point with all of that was that I think that's the idea of capitalism is you take something and you make it better. So people shouldn't be getting angry. And I guarantee if this was a dude, they wouldn't even remembered the first person. They would only remembered the person that made the $1 million.
yeah, it's true. And it's important for the person who makes the $1 million to have some sort of level of integrity.
Right. And say, this is where I came from.
Yeah.
This is how I got here. And thank you so much for the people that helped lift me, not that I stepped on.
Yeah, because that did happen, right?
Right. You got this whole apprenticeship into business and economics.
100%. Inspiring a generation of women and inspiring a generation of Black people in general to expand their imagination of what could be. And so I will kind of close the story with, you know, maybe one of the most powerful things I read that she ever said was, I got my start by giving myself a start.
Ooh, that's good
pretty
thing.
cool.
Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of a polite way of saying nobody was coming. So I became everything I needed. And, you know, that is who Madam C.J. Walker was. You know, she was, you know, built it all from a dream. There was a little bit of drama in there, but she finished powerful and inspiring and activated. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
History, baby.
I love it when women do that.
Yeah.
All right. So any final thoughts on Madam C.J. Walker?
I think that so awesome as a woman, as a Black woman, just in the early 1900s. That's just freaking incredible, you know, and even before the suffragettes. I think that's so dope. Can I just say I do miss the nostalgia of going to Blockbuster and picking out a movie and going home and watching it. Like that was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay classy, Denver.
Yes.
I love it.
I will end with the fact that I just love when women empower one another and can build. And I think it's important that we write it accurately, rewrite or retell stories, because often they're told from a specific perspective. And this one is maybe talking a little bit about how she did other things, and maybe she did, but also if we're going to talk about it that way, then we should talk about it that way for all of the people that are successful in business. And then we can accurately tell some things and move forward. But yes, go Madam C.J. Walker.
Word.
Well, thank you for joining us for this week's episode of High History. Go down the rabbit hole, as we always say. Stay chronically curious, and I will add, no one is coming to save you, so build it anyway. All right?
What?
Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
I don't get a life jacket or anything.
See you next time. Bye.